Hi everyone, so this is a video primarily for those that were on the weekend at Foxleys, and it's going to feature just the magic matting ruler. Okay, just by the way, we are making quite a lot of changes to the next weekend at Park Place. Things like it's going to be a haven for peace and tranquility, and so will the course. We're going to have a thought for the day in the evening, so everything is quiet at the end of the day, and Ruth and I are going to have a time playing with you crafting in the evening. So no planned teaching, but we'll be there and we will enjoy a goodie bag time with you and see what we can create. But it's going to be a haven of peace and quiet. So back to the ruler. The magic ruler confused some because it's got 4 different labels on it. Okay, and those labels actually refer to the width of the piece underneath. So if you want size 1, that must always be uppermost. Right? If you want size 4, then that is uppermost. Anyway, let's have a look at what we create. So we're going to start with a basic rectangle. Okay, and I'm going to take a piece of paper. You must always fix it down. Right, there's no other way around it. You don't want it to move, and you need to be able to push up against the edge. So there we are. There's my rectangle in place with whatever I want to mat and layer. I'm going to do size 1. Okay, so we place it on, and if we move it, we can feel when it butts up against the rectangle. Okay, turn it round, make sure it's butted up against that. Right. Always, need to do that one again. Always have a nice sharp knife, but be aware, don't cut into that. It should be a gentle pull down. If there's a resistance, you're going into the ruler. Okay, it has got a thick plastic here, so you can damage this top bit, but it will still work because you've got this piece here. So there is our first one done, and we've got a beautiful border all the way around. Now that was size 1. Okay, I'm going to take another contrast. See if this one's big enough. Yes. So again, stick down. Actually, I'm going to go for size 3. There's size 3 uppermost, and again you can feel that it's butted up against your rectangle. That wasn't a size 3. That's a size 3. Okay, so what I must have done was went up against this one. Okay. So it's as well you see what the pitfalls are and to watch out for them. So clearly I've put the ruler up against this line and not this one. So we've got 3 perfect bits, and what I would do, rather than lose the whole lot, let's see if this is big enough. Yep. So to rectify that, I'm going to stick another bit on there. Because you will make the odd mistakes until you're used to it. So size 3 against there. That's 2 pieces stuck together. So you can just add a piece to it. Okay, right, so let's put that to one side. Let's go now for an hexagon. Okay, so I'm going to stick down the hexagon and bring in my white bit. I've done white so that you can see it nicely. Right, let's do a size 4. So place it up and I can feel exactly when it hits. Let's go to that for the moment. Right, I've got something stuck underneath there. So of course it's at weird angles. Make sure you are on the bit, because the smaller the piece you've got to push up against, the more accurate you're going to have to be. There we go. So if you practice, you can feel. There you are. So now we have perfect size 4 border all the way round. So there we've got size, did we do 2 or 3? Can't remember. So there we have that. Now here we have a diamond. Now you must always be prepared on a diamond to cut beyond the end. So let's have a look. Let's stick not the best glue to use, but that's okay. Now I'm going to put it on that way because I need extra at the points. Now I'm going to go back to size 1, so size 1 is uppermost. Pull it against there and go the whole length, okay, because we need this extra point. The whole length. There. Beautiful points there, but say you must go right past where you think you need to cut, otherwise you'll get a flat end on there. So there's another one. Right, the other bit I've got to show you is an odd bit. Now you can't get dies and things that will do matten layers with that. It's just a random piece. So let's stick it down. There. Now once again, this is a sharper point, this end. So I'm going to start with that. Cut right the way through and past. Right the way through and past. I'm going to leave my small one for the moment. Now I'm going back to this one, because this one I want to make sure I am really up against the edge. So look at that. It is absolutely perfect, even this small bit here. Okay, if you're concerned about cutting into your ruler or anything, or perhaps you don't like using a knife, right, you can still use the ruler. Okay, I've collected together a rectangle, a piece of white because that's going to show up well on the video, and I've also got a piece of metallic because we're going to do something different. So there are our samples up there. Once again, you want to stick it down there. Leave yourself plenty of room outside. Now let's go. I'm going to use size 2. And if I pull that up against there, I can come down with a pencil. Okay, so this is if you don't like using a knife, and I know there are several of you who don't. There is my perfect size for matting and layering. And because I've already stuck this down, I don't have to try and aim in the middle. It's one thing cutting a piece the right size, it's another getting it absolutely lined up when you want to glue it. So I'm simply taking a pair of scissors and I'm going all the way round. Okay, so there is another perfect mat and layer. Now let's do something different, because I'm going to stick it onto metallic. I'm hoping it doesn't shine too much. So let's do that there. Now this time I'm not going around with my ruler. I'm going to take fancy edge scissors, make sure they're the right way. And now I'm going to place the fancy edge scissors along the border we've just cut. Pouring down with rain outside. Okay, so this isn't using the ruler, but wait for it. Okay, right. There is my first border that I've done. The next bit I have cut with the fancy scissors, and I'm going to try and use the ruler again. So I'm going to get, I'll go with white. So I'm going to take this, I want to do size 4. So I'm going to come up size 4, but I'm going to go up against this, and I want to see if I can get a nice tight border. Oh, I can. So I'm going up against this one. It's perfect. So I can now see that I can cut accurately, even if I've wavered a bit with the fancy scissors. I can cut an accurate tiny border because I've done number 4 up against the orange. So let me see if I can get a contrast to put it against. So now we have the orange, the white, the border of metallic, and I've done the very fine border. The ruler won't do anything that fine, but by butting up against another, oh, for goodness sake, shut up. But for butting up against another one, all right, you can get this extra fine border. Okay, so there's lots of ways to use it, and it, like everything else, it's practice. But do remember, look at the size that you want and have that uppermost, and that is the size that you butt up against whatever you want to cut. Okay, have fun, and I'm always here to answer questions, or when you come to class I can always sort a sort of one-to-one with you. Okay, so God bless you all.